There are stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to another Wandering here on KGRARadio.com. Heard throughout our universe every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We get to wander with a new guest each week about their authentic journey through this human experience. And I am so happy to have you here with us for another live show this evening. My name is AJ Rasmussen, and I am an owner and manager of a beautiful heart-centered healing space called Vibes, Mind, Body, Spirit. And it's there where I get to assist others in their personal journeys. And I'm also your host of Soul Wanderings. Welcome, welcome, Wanderers. I'm so happy to have you here. Like I said, it's going to be a fun night. We have a return guest, but we have surprise goodies on the way. So if you guys are listening in on your phone or your computer, make sure you hop on over to the Listener Lounge. I'm hanging out there and would like for you to be there with me and other wanderers. And you can do that by going to kgraradio.com/chat. And our chat room's a space where you can visit throughout the show. And if you guys have questions, this is the best place for you to join in so you can ask those questions at this time. So tonight we are wandering with Crystal Tracy. Crystal is the owner and operator of Thoughtfire LLC, and she is a newly published author of the book Hopeless to Limitless, From Yes Ma'am to I'm Worth a Damn. Crystal is passionate about sharing her story and empowering others to show up and take charge of their life. She has created a daily process that will move you into the direction of your dreams. And now we get to hang out with this lovely human. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Crystal.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I should say welcome back.
Yes, I love it. I love being here with you, AJ.
Thank you. I'm so happy you're back. We talked about you being a guest on the show again after you had published your book, because when you visited with us, I think I looked back, it was like episode 86, and we're on 114, so it was a while ago.
Yeah, a few months.
More than a few months.
Is it?
Yeah. 86, 114. It was a while ago.
A while ago.
But since then, you've written this amazing book called Hopeless to Limitless.
Yes.
And first of all, the cover, gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I can't even say Adam, my marketing director, he has just done an amazing job putting it together, and it speaks to what the book's all about for sure.
Yeah, it's so pretty, and all the colors.
Yes.
And there's so much meaning to a butterfly.
For sure.
The transformation and all of that jazz, which I'm sure you intentionally had this for a reason.
Yes, for sure.
Hopefully we'll hear the story behind that.
Yes.
So for those who hadn't heard this episode or want a refresher to this episode, because it's been some time since you wandered with us,
yes,
let's talk about you on a personal level for a little bit and get reacquainted.
Okay, let's do it.
So, Crystal.
Yes.
Anyone who listens to Soul Wanderings knows this question. Tell me about yourself.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I am, as you said, an owner and author of Thoughtfire and of my new book. And most importantly, I'm a mom and a wife to my beautiful wife. And I know that I'm here for a purpose, and I feel like I show up every day to try to live that purpose intentionally every day.
I hear people say they're here for a purpose, or they have a passion or purpose they want to share. First of all, what is your purpose that you're referring to, and how did you come about knowing that that was your purpose?
You know, Jenny and I, we've talked a lot about it. That's my wife. And when I was a child, I grew up in a small town in northern Utah, and I went to college, and as I became probably about a teenager, I realized that I was supposed to be a beacon of hope. I was supposed to share who I was with the world and just strengthen the people in my life through my experience. Not to say that one is better than the other, but just sharing my experience and letting people know that they don't have to be defined by their circumstance, but also that if they are in a place where they don't feel like they're living in their truth, that they can embrace their truth and not have to go through this major event. They can show up and live their life every day. So
it sounds so easy when you say it.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
As we all know, it's not that simple.
Right, for sure.
Well, we've been taught that it's not that simple.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
So how did you come about knowing that it's a lot easier now than it has been in the past? And because you come here and you're like, this is my purpose, and I'm here to share it every single day.
Yeah.
There's conviction behind those words that you're sharing.
For sure. I think
how do you get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, so many of us want to be there, but how do you get there?
You know, and that's I think really spending time knowing who we are is the first step. Just I think our lives are so busy, and we live in a world that's so busy that being distracted and busy is really what keeps us from knowing who we really are. And in those quiet moments, we can spend connecting with our hearts. You know, you talk about our heart spaces and our souls, and spending those times to connect with who we are and being clear about who we are. Then when those things come into view, then you can start to do certain things that make you honor that authentic space.
Right.
So
you brought up us being so busy.
Yes.
As a human race. What is that all about? Everyone, how's your day? Oh, it's so busy. I'm so busy.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I'm too busy. Right?
Yeah.
What is that about?
You know, and I sometimes ask myself that too, as it's like, are we afraid to look at what we're feeling? You know, sometimes we maybe keep ourselves busy so we don't have to look at what we're really experiencing. Or is it some people don't even know they're busy, right? It's just maybe a cultural standard that your kids you were involved in 7 different activities every week, and that's just kind of how it works. But I think and some people may be able to connect and not have to take a moment, but for me, that's how I've really came to know who I am inside.
I feel, just from my experience and the clients that I've worked with, I don't feel like we understand the concept of being busy versus being mindful in the moments we're taking during the day, because we feel like we're being productive, so we're doing something good. You know, we're taking care of the kids and we're running them around, or we're going to work and we have these goals. So in our minds, that's good. But the real magic happens when you actually slow down.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know how to explain it, because it's not really tangible. It's a feeling of connection to what your actions are, what you are doing being busy.
Yeah, exactly. And I talk about this at the end of my book. I'm like, if you just go through these motions that I've suggested it just becomes a checkbox, a checklist.
Mm-hmm.
But living in intention, and doing things with intention is so much more meaningful than just being busy.
Do you feel that it's something that's easily learned? Can you train yourself to do it quickly? Or do you feel like this is something that is part of growth as you evolve through the years with experiences?
I really think it's a discipline. Like it's a muscle. Like some people are like, okay, I use the example of getting up in the morning. They're like, I have no idea how you get up early. And I'm like, well, it's not like it's fun, but I've trained.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. You kind of learn what it feels like when you don't. And it doesn't make it easier, but it's like a muscle. It's like your discipline gets more habitual, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the effects of that. It's not something like,
so you want it more and more.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's a feel good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your history for a little bit so we can have some pre-story to the reason that you wrote your book.
Okay.
We talked about this in your episode a little bit already, but again, because this is a new episode and some may not know your story, just share with us at your comfort level, like who you used to be versus who you are and how what the steps were that got you there.
Okay. Like I said, I grew up in a small farming community in northern Utah, and the culture in, all small communities have their own little way of living. My particular small town, there's good things and bad things about small towns, right? This is not a stigma on anything, right or wrong. It just is. But I grew up in a town where it was very spiritually saturated with religiosity, and like I said, it doesn't matter what religion it is, but there was very much an expectation of going to church and living a certain standard.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that blurred those lines or went outside of those lines, there was maybe not like extreme, like out, I don't know, but you knew that you were different if you didn't live in those standards,
right?
Whatever that was. So growing up in that, I knew very clearly what was expected of me and what wasn't. So as I grew up, I share this in the first part of my book, is I was 13 when I really realized, I was like, oh man, I know that there's something that's different about me. And having that realization that who I was inside and the society that I was living was not going to match was very scary to me. And so what I did, instead of embracing it, I tried to hide it and just like jumped in full force into trying to do more things right so that I didn't have to face who I was, because I was ashamed of it.
Why would you automatically be ashamed of it? Just because of what you've been taught?
Yeah.
Religious background or people around you?
Yeah, growing up in a family that was very religious. And
so you just were taught that how you were feeling was different and it caused you shame.
Yes. And our family was pretty prominent in the area. So we would never want to make our family look bad, right? So there was some expectations that way as well. So
how many of us, I wish I could see all of your hands because I know they're going to pop up, but we are raised this way not to be our true authentic selves. We were born to, but then somehow throughout our childhood, with our parents or our family or school or whatever that looks like, we are totally conditioned out of our authentic self.
For sure.
And I don't know, I've thought about this on a universal level, like maybe that's part of the plan so we can come back to who we truly are, and that's part of the lesson in the experience.
Yeah.
But that's deep because you just don't know, right? But everyone, I don't know one person who has grown up in a way where I've heard of them, I just don't know them personally, who have grown up in a way that They were always embraced and loved and cared for just as they were, and not tried to be talked out of, a behavior or a thought pattern or something like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think growing up, I think we really try to when I look back, I'm sure that there was a sense of protection or fear that my family had, that they say, if we keep her in these parameters, then she'll be safe. Right. So.
Right. Lib in the chat room brought up a really great point too. It's not just the way that we're raised, but it's the educational system too.
Oh, for sure.
Which we know, but I want to say that out loud because that is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge in the way that our upbringing is. And I look over at your wife because she's here joining us just quietly in the corner.
Yes.
She's part of that educational system, but you're also doing it very differently. As much as you can. And it's a shame that there's so much emphasis on teaching people or showing people that being unauthentic is the right, quote unquote, right way to be. It really is a shame because we are all born these amazing, beautiful human beings with these talents and gifts that are our birthright, and we're not living up to our full potential.
For sure. Yeah. And that's, I think in any very structural type setting, it's, we pigeonhole people, and I'm a true creative. I think so outside the box that I'm a dreamer. And so, it's vision, and there's so much out there for us and for our taking, you know what I mean? And it's sometimes overwhelming to people. It's easier to just say 1, 2, 3, this is your path.
Right. I have a couple of questions from the chat room.
Sure.
One, what opportunities escaped you because of shame, and how did you overcome that?
Opportunities. I think I had a lot of opportunities to show up for a lot of people in school and where I went to college. If I was true to myself, they would have had the strength to own their truth as well. Looking back now that I am living in that truth, I know that they're able to now, but the sooner may have been better. The shame really kept me in a space of my value. Like I didn't have any self-value.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a lot of opportunities that you miss when you don't feel like you're worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I couldn't agree more. And there, even at my age or even older, I find so many people who don't understand their worth or don't even have an inkling of awareness of that they're enough.
Yeah.
They have this belief system that they don't measure up and they'll never be enough, no matter what that looks like.
Yeah, that fair. And you know what? And I think that's what we do to each other and our kids is like, if we don't feel good enough, then how could they? And so let's protect them. And then really just sabotaging. So.
Okay. So another question. I said there were a couple. When did your immediate family accept you since you were born the way that you are?
That is a great question.
Yeah, Liv is full of them.
Hey, that's great. I don't know if some family members are ever going to be able to embrace my authentic self. Probably because they haven't embraced theirs. I've been lucky enough to have people in my life who have been outside of my family that have shown up. But for my family, it has taken time. It's a lot better than it was 8.5 years ago. I don't ever deny that maybe time and times and there'll come a day maybe that might happen, but today that has not happened yet.
But you have your own little family.
Yes.
And you're highly accepted and then some, which is a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I
love
blessed.
what you and Jenny have created for yourselves and the life that you guys live. Huge examples to me. You guys share a lot of things on social media and my interaction with you face to face. All of them are very memorable and stick with me through your examples and the things that you share. So thank you for showing up the way that you do.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. It really is.
You know, I feel very fortunate and blessed to be able to live in our space. I know that it is something that I'm very mindful and grateful for. So
we have a few minutes before the break, so I'm going to ask you a question before the break, and then when we get back for this second part, we'll get more into your book and what that's all about. But what prompted you to share your story? Because it is raw, it's authentic, it's vulnerable, and it has a lot of really great tips in there to boot. But what prompted you to say, hey, I am going to share my truth with the entire world?
You know, that process right there that you just described was not one moment. And when I started to do it, there was many, many roadblocks that came along the way that I looked at Jenny and I said, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And then universe brought into an opportunity that I'm like, okay, I'm still supposed to be doing this.
So you had promptings along the way. Like, I meant to write this book. I need to share my story.
So I knew that I was supposed to write a book, and the way that it came about of how, I just didn't know how, right? You sit down, you write a book. What's what you do? I didn't know how to even do it. And my ex-husband's wife actually came to me and said, I feel like you need this book. And I said, what is it? And it said, How to Write a Book. And from that moment on, that book got me to where I am today.
All the little steps along the way.
And it was my ex-husband's wife.
Yeah.
It's just amazing the instruments that we have that come into our world. So.
And how many times do we get signs from people, songs, restaurants, movies, whatever it looks like, wherever we're at, and we ignore these promptings?
Yes.
All of the time.
Yes.
But see, you were so in tune of acknowledging the signs that were in front of you that you took hold and you did something with it.
Yes, I felt like I was living in a space. My grandma had passed in April, and I knew at that moment I was on the fast track, and I just better sit down and buckle up because it was time. So
it was you just knew that was it.
The wheels just started spinning. Our house sold. We bought a different house. We got ourselves financially free. It was just like one thing after another. Tools came into our world. It was just amazing.
I love how everything just falls into place. It's like it's meant to be from the very beginning.
And it's so funny because I had a plan. I knew what I was supposed to do, right? And I did a little bit of it. And then I was like, I don't like this. And then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to write a book. And then it just whoosh.
Yeah.
Went.
When you trust your intuition, I feel like nothing is coincidence at that point. It's all signs from the universe that you're right where you're meant to be.
Yes.
It's so awesome. I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you.
We are Soul Wandering with Crystal Tracy this evening, the author of Hopeless to Limitless. And we're going to learn more about her book, Win-Win.
Win-win.
Yeah. Win-win. Now that's a prompt right there.
There we go.
When we return from this break. We'll be right back, guys.
Is that a new music app?
Yeah, check it out. Surfer Music Discovery. It links to thousands of online stations, but the twist is you see the song names and artists that are now playing live.
That's different. No guessing. Looks like a waterfall of music.
So many formats. Rock, oldies, country, R&B, jazz, and a whole lot more.
How's that spelled?
Surfer. S-U-R-F-R.
Is it expensive?
It's free. No need to sign up or sign in.
Get the Surfer Music app free from Google Play or the App Store. You know, food was different 60 years ago. It was minimally processed, free of pesticides. It was nourishing and healthful for your body. Today, GMOs, pesticides, herbicides, and heavy processing have depleted the nutrition of our food supply, which takes a toll on our health and energy. It's harder than ever to get the right nutrition. That's what Life Change Tea is meant to counteract. Our specially blended, powerful herbal formulas can give you more energy without caffeine. It's a mild cleanse, a mild daily detox. A good detox can help revive and bring back the energy of your youth. GetTheTea.com is the website. It'll cleanse you from the inside out with this herbal proprietary formula. Go to GetTheTea.com. There's no fillers, no GMOs. It's organic. Not available in stores. You must go to their website, GetTheTea.com. And their supplements are a great way to maintain your health. Read the testimonials on the website. Go to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up. Standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This is Richard Dolan announcing a new exclusive content website, richarddolanmembers.com. I've been working on this for a long time. Unique weekly podcasts that you won't hear anywhere else, fresh articles and blog posts, a special video series entitled Off the Cuff with Richard Dolan, regular Ask Me Anything style live chat sessions, and more. This is a full-featured member site where you will get my insights, my updates, and be able to interact directly with me. To learn more, go to richarddolanmembers.com.
Hello, everyone. Ray Sobbs with KGRA here to introduce all the KGRA fans and listeners to a brand new clothing line called Saucer. Listen, when we feel good in the clothes we wear, we perform better in our daily lives. Take your performance to the next level with SaucerLosAngeles.com. Jackets and hoodies, short and long sleeve tees, stocking caps and hats, and so much more. And for a limited time, use promo code KGRA at checkout and get $10 off each $50 purchase. Go to SaucerLosAngeles.com and see the full line. And don't forget to use promo code KGRA for $10 off each $50 purchase at SaucerLosAngeles.com. Elevate your craft.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. We are here wandering with our guest this evening, author of Hopeless to Limitless, From Yes Ma'am to I'm Worth a Damn, Crystal Tracy.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this book that you wrote.
All right, let's do it.
It is already, what did it say? Bestseller? Hot seller? It's like up there in the good sellers list.
Yeah,
on Amazon.
Yes,
you guys, and that's a big accomplishment for just having released this book within, what has it been, a month or so?
Yeah, it was the 27th of February when it went live on Amazon.
A month today.
Oh my gosh, it is. Yep.
Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome.
And here you are. Another coincidence? I think not.
No, exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Exactly where you're supposed to be. So first, how did you come up with the title?
kind of funny. It's you always see. I wrote the book before I even wrote the title because I'm like, which is opposite of what my second book's going to be. But the first book, this book, obviously, is something that I've thought a lot about, but I didn't really know what I was going to call it. And Jenny and I spent many times hashing out several different options. And I knew that hopeless to limitless was something that when that came to me, I knew that's what my title was. But the subtitle I played with for a long time was like living your authentic life or some really super flowery something. And then I went to Barnes and Noble and I was like looking around, I'm like, what books would I buy? Right? Like what books would catch my attention? And typically the ones that I would stop and look at had some catchy something or possibly cussed occasionally on the title. And so I caught my eye or whatever. So it's just something that kind of was outside of normal. And so I was thinking about how I could implement a subtitle that had my growing up in it, as well as moving to a place of like embracing me. And so from Yes Ma'am, that's kind of like a growing up on a farm, like yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Mm-hmm. And then to I'm worth a damn. And so that's how the evolution of the title came together. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it came to me, I was like, that's it. That's people love it. Like that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
I think people love it because they can resonate with it. Even if we aren't raised in the way of manners, like a lot of us don't say ma'am and, things like that. The concept is still the same to, when we're young, we are taught to behave and do as we're told. And it's always,
this is the best
yes, ma'am.
way.
Yeah. And conforming to that. It is catchy.
It is catchy. That's what I was hoping for.
It is catchy. Okay, so tell me about the artwork. So on the cover of our book, you guys, if you want, go. Is your book on your website?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so go to thoughtfirellc.com.
Yep, that's it.
And you guys can view this book. Then you'll be able to see what we're talking about. But it's this gorgeous butterfly, very colorful. So how did that come about? What was the thought process behind that visual?
Well, just kind of to give you an idea of how this whole book creation has happened. As I said before, I thought that I just sit down and write a book. That's how you write a book, right? And then you're a publisher. Well, as I started my process and had the book written, then I learned, you need to get it formatted. Then you need to get it professional edited. Mm-hmm. And then you need to get a cover designer. And a lot of there's a lot of options out there, but I had this message that I wanted to be portrayed through my book cover, and I didn't really know how I was going to explain it to somebody who didn't know me, because I'm like, how can I write to somebody who designs books covers and explain what I'm looking to create? So my website designer, I reached out to him. He does Rebel Ape marketing. If he's a shout out for him, but he has done amazing things with my website, and he knows my intention on being a beacon of hope online and providing opportunities and services that give people hope. And so I reached out to him and I said, all right, here's what my book is. Here's what I'm looking for. I love the idea of what a butterfly is, going from this cocoon to the life cycle of this beautiful butterfly and embracing what and who they are. And that's exactly what I wanted to portray. But I'm like, and the colors, I mean, it's just like a message of brilliance. And he's like, okay, give me some time. And when he sent the proof back, Jenny and I sat on the couch and it was just so powerful to us both that he captured exactly what we were looking for. So
he really listened.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I really was drawn to the cover. And I think if nobody reads the title, they're drawn to the cover automatically, for sure.
Awesome.
We do have quite a few questions,
Good.
actually.
Let's do it.
While writing, how often did you junk everything you wrote before you tried again?
Okay, so I made myself a rule. And it's funny kind of the process I went through with my writing, because I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning because I work a 9-to-5 job, and I would go to the gym and I would just work out. I would run on the treadmill. And then after I ran for 45 minutes, I went over to this little space in the gym and sat down and typed on my computer. And I told myself I could not read it. I typed for as long as I felt like I needed to write, and I shut my computer, and I went home, showered, and went to work. The next day, I wrote the next space. So I did a mind map, right? And so each section was okay, today I'm going to write about this or this half of this. And then when I got done, I shut it, I went home. And then when I had everything on paper, at that point, I was like, okay, then I went back through and said, I maybe could have said this differently or whatever. So I think if I would have read it at that time, I don't know if I would have ever gotten done, because I think I'm so perfectionistic that I'm like, I can't do this.
Just
so
keep proofreading, rewrite, proofreading. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I've had several people say, AJ, you should write a book about your life because it's crazy. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. There's too much. I'd have to rewrite it.
And I think that's where people get hung up, is they feel like they have to write about everything. Right? So this book here talks about, the experience of feeling like we're stuck and not living in our authentic truth. My next book is going to be called Beyond Circumstance. And that is going to talk a lot about where we don't have to live victims to something that has happened to us in our past, and living in our truth today and not letting it still be stolen from yesterday. And so I think that's where I was getting hung up at first, is I'm like, I have to write about everything all at once. Right. And I'm just taking these pillars that have changed my life dramatically, and I have separated them out and only focused on one at a time.
That's smart.
Instead of just trying to eat the elephant.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Yeah.
I did notice while I was reading your book, it is simplified. I know without knowing, that there's a lot more to it that you did definitely, I wouldn't say as far as shorten it as Cliff Notes, but it is simplified. It is, but you get the point of what you were going through and what you were experiencing and where you were to where you've come. So it was amazing in that aspect, because it wasn't super wordy, where I was like, okay, get to the point, what happened?
Yeah.
But it was detailed enough to know what was going on, and the point came across. So you got the idea, or even as if you were there, you could picture what was going on.
And thank you. That is a huge compliment to me, because I did not want to lose the message in the details. You know what I mean? I am very sometimes too direct, and sometimes it's hard for me to, like, I'm not a flowery kind of person. I'm just naturally not. But I knew that if I got caught up in a lot of the details in the other areas that I was sharing in my book, that I was going to lose the true message of hope. And so I even mentioned that in there, is like that, if I could tell you story after story of the injustices that I felt that I may have experienced, but that is not serving you as a reader or myself, that we don't have to live in that mess.
Right.
So
I like that perspective a lot. I've read a lot of self-help books or things of that, of that nature, and they get lost in the story of the victim part that happens to them.
Yes.
And that's why when people say you need to write your story, that's what it sounds like to me if I write it or talk it out, because it was traumatic.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear about the details? Like, really, they don't matter. Look who I've become. And so it's like finding the things in between all of that detail that would influence someone. And that's exactly what you've done.
That's gaining the wisdom from the pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then sharing the wisdom part, not so much the pain part. I talk about this. I really struggle. I love to read, but I struggle reading memoirs. The end, and you're like, okay, that was really crappy, but now what, right? So you don't like end the book going, okay, I totally feel like I can go like overcome something, you know? And that was my experience in writing the book. You know, I share my story openly and vulnerably and rawly and in a way that's completely open. But at the same time, not only do I share my story, but I share the tools that have helped keep me standing in my authenticity rather than just saying, well, I arrived now. I'm not there anymore. So good luck.
Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out. So
that's another thing I really liked about your book is you did share your story in the first part of the book. And a lot of it was very relatable to me. It was tangible. Like, okay, I relate to her, or I have felt that way. And it doesn't have to be like exactly what you went through. Everyone has something that they've hid inside themselves from everybody else, or have lived in fear of showing up authentically. This book relates to everyone. Let me just make that clear. Everyone. A widget's a widget.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm getting to is you shared your story, the first part, but the second part, you do your daily foundation 5 that you share.
Yes.
Which are the tips and tricks, the tools, the good stuff on how you can overcome those walls and live your limitless potential.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. What you said you wanted it to be different from other books.
Yes.
Which it is, because you shared your truth. You were very vulnerable and very authentic. And then you were like, but this is how I do it. This is what I did.
Okay. So yeah, I anybody who has my book sees that it's 105 pages. It's a book.
Read.
Yeah. It's not a book that's personal belief, a book that you can sit down and gain knowledge from quickly and be able to connect with is a gem. So, in the beginning, I share a letter to every reader that reads it that my desire or if I was able to sit down like you and I are and just share with each other our experiences where we could connect, because really that's my desire and hope with the book, is not only for people to know that there's hope, but also to know the connection that we all have in the world and that we're all working towards. We're all interconnected. And I think having that space of knowing we're connected to something greater than ourselves provides hope in itself.
Yeah.
So the letter at the beginning to the reader is, I knew that was something that laid the foundational work for the book. And then after I share my turning point when I knew that, I couldn't live not being true to myself. When I was in the space of embracing my authentic truth, I consciously didn't know that these 5 areas were so paramount in my growth. But as I've grown and matured, looking back, I've realized every part of the daily foundational 5 have been part of my growth. My daily foundational 5 that I touch base on are my body, my mind, my spirit, my finances, and my relationships. And all of those things are something that naturally happens every day. But if I have an intention in those 5 areas when they happen, my life can be elevated so much more. We talk about being busy. We're being busy in all 5 of those areas anyway. Why don't we be intentional in those areas, and it can move us to a new space.
So going in more depth, you have those 5.
Yes.
Let's talk about them a little bit.
For sure.
Without giving too much away, because you guys really want you to read this book. It's such an easy read. It's so quick with so much power behind these 100 pages. Like, seriously, anyone could take the time to read this book.
Yes. So just the first part I talk about is how we show up in life. I think we mentioned at the beginning, is we have to sit down and get very clear about who we are, what we want. Because, I mean, a lot of times we're doing a lot of things everybody else wants, but it's part of being authentic is knowing what you want. And so if we spend time, a lot of us already feel like, I mean, I know in our deep hearts of hearts, all of us really know what that is. And as we spend time in it, it's going to take time, but you can get to a space of embracing that truth inside of you. And so how are you showing up for you? You know, some people are afraid of looking inside of themselves. Some people don't want to look inside themselves. They're comfortable in that space of just being, they have no intention of embracing authenticity, and because it's too fearful, they're too scared of it.
Or they even feel like they're already authentic and they're just fine the way they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is so crazy to me. Like, we could always grow, right?
Oh, there's always room to grow, for sure. So the first area that I spent some time talking about is our body element. And I don't talk about it in a way that's like a bodybuilder or like a gym rat or anything like that. I share the importance of being mindful that we have a body and a vehicle that our soul is housed in. And if we can provide our body with what it needs to be connected to our authenticity, it serves us. And some people don't connect that. I see this at work a lot, that people don't understand that what you put inside your body has an effect on how your spirit feels. And I am 100% very clear and sensitive to, if I am not mindful of what I put in my body, my mental health, emotionally, all of that goes downhill very quickly. So I spend some time writing about that and ways to check in with yourself just every day. Say, hey, you know what? I value the importance of checking in with our bodies and how it connects with our authentic self.
Well, and your body, mind, and spirit are all interconnected. And so if one's lacking, they all will be lacking.
Yes.
At least from my experience and what I've learned.
No.
Everyone who is mindful in what's going on in their world would know this to be a fact anyway.
For sure. And I work in the automotive business, and I always tell the guys that you put bad gas in a car, it ain't going to run properly. So it's just kind of the same way.
Same thing.
Same thing. And then the next part, I talk about relationships, and I talk about boundaries, setting boundaries with people, like your question tonight about how my family is currently with me living in my authentic truth. There has been some very valuable lessons I had to learn with relationships, that I had to make some very hard choices to say, if you are not going to be respectful to who I am now, then you can't be part of it. And until you start to respect who I am, I'm going to let you go in love and let you know that I love myself enough to say, you can stand in my space when you can embrace me as well. So
tough love goes both ways.
Yeah.
That, I'm sure that's been very challenging for you to experience.
And 29 years of just gaining approval from someone to the point where I always will know from today until I don't know when that I'll never be accepted. That was a process in itself of coming to understand. I had to really embrace, I say had, but let's be honest, it's a process. Embrace me being okay without having the acceptance of some pretty primary people in my life. So
primary people in society in whole.
Yeah.
Oh, which brings me to a question. Excuse me. We had another question from the chat room. Considering how society has or does treat you, if you could change one thing about society, what would that be?
You know, I think I'm kind of doing this with our kids. Like, I just think I would love people to be more open-minded And maybe that's because of where we live here in Utah. But I just would love to have people love people. Like, I think there's everybody has their journey. And I think allowing people in that journey, I think that's, and I struggle with that question because at the same time, the lessons I've learned from society being the way it is a gift as well. Right. So I don't know how to answer that. Would I want it to be different? Yeah, I don't know, because there's some valuable things that's come from that as well.
For both you and them.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
The intolerance and mean behavior, I struggle with.
Right.
But as for like the ignorance, I think I've found more as people have gotten to know Jenny and I, and as people have spent time knowing they've never met someone who identifies as being gay or in a gay relationship or married. And as they spent time knowing who we are, their perception has changed just because they realize that we're not any different than them.
Right.
But they don't have any exposure, right?
Right.
So they create these ideas in their minds. And so I think spending time with people who don't have those opportunities and just allowing it to be. That could be for anybody that doesn't live
any
anyway,
non-traditional
right.
way. Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't have to be. And that's I love how you say this book is for anyone, because truly it is written in the space of, it doesn't matter if you identify as being gay, or if you're in a stuck job, or if you're in a relationship you don't like, or if you feel like you have a dream and you feel stuck and don't know how to get there. I mean, it can apply to anybody.
Anything. Yeah. Any experience, any person. And that's what I was explaining to someone I was talking to about your book. I was like, you've got to read this book, and you may not understand from your point of view, and this is why I want them to read it.
Yeah.
But look at it as, and I gave them their experience they were going through, which is personal to them. And they were like, I never thought of even changing the concept of someone else's experience in this realm to what I'm experiencing in this realm. And so then they're reading it right now. And I even got a text last night saying, wow, I'm glad that you asked me to read this book, because I would have never have read this book. This is not a book I would not have picked up otherwise, but I'm learning so much. So
that's awesome.
It is
Thank
awesome,
you.
but look what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, that's my goal. I hesitated even writing the book about my coming out story, because I didn't want people to just identify my book as my coming out story.
Right.
Because that's not what it's about.
Yeah,
and so
it pertains to everybody.
Yes.
There are 3 more steps, which we'll get to after this break. But before we do go to the break, you guys, we want to give away a copy of this book.
Heck yes, let's do it.
So the way that we're going to do this, I want everyone to get ready. Write down my email address, and I want you guys to email me. And you don't even have to say anything if you don't want. But I would like you to even just write something in the body of the email about this show in particular, how it's inspired you, how it made you feel, any questions that you have, anything you want to share in regards to Crystal and what she has shared to this point, or any time throughout the rest of the show. Or you can leave it empty if you prefer. But in the subject title, write hopeless to limitless. So in the email subject, hopeless to limitless, send in your email and we'll randomly select. I think we should give away more than one copy. What do you think, Crystal?
Hey, I'm in.
We'll give away a few. How's that,
yeah,
you guys?
I'm
We'll
in.
give
Let's
away
do it.
3 copies of Crystal's book. So send your email to soulwanderings111@gmail.com. That's soulwanderings, plural, 111@gmail.com. We're going to take a quick break. I'm expecting my emails to be full by the end of the show.
That's right.
We'll be right back, you guys.
commercial-free, video-on-demand TV channel, completely devoted to only the best movies on UFOs, ancient mysteries, conspiracies, and suppressed science. It's called UFO TV All Access. UFO TV All Access is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Chromecast, UFOTV.com, and download the UFO TV app from Google Play and iTunes. Go to UFOTV.com and subscribe now. That's UFO TV All Access. If it's not UFO TV, it's just a hoax.
Nancy Vernon here with Ozark Mountain Publishing, coming to you from the Ozark Mountains of Northwest Arkansas. We are a publisher of New Age, metaphysical, spiritual, nonfiction books, as well as digital downloads, DVDs, and audiobooks. This is also the home of all of Dolores Cannon's titles. The company was founded in 1992 and has been bringing to you a varied selection of titles covering many different subjects. This year, we have added a new imprint to our company, Big Sandy Press. They will be publishing titles from the genres of historical fiction and nonfiction, paranormal fiction, and more. So be sure to visit our website, ozarkmt.com, and explore all the new and exciting authors and titles coming your way.
For more information about Ozark Mountain Publishing or their events, call 800-935-0045. That's 800-935-0045, or visit their website at ozarkmt.com. That's ozarkmt.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Around the world for decades have come high strangeness reports of mysterious aerial lights, beams, animal mutilations, human abductions, secret space and military programs focused on an alien presence. One reporter of these Earth mysteries is Emmy Award-winning TV producer, writer, and editor Linda Moulton Howe. She reports and edits the science, environment, and real X-Files news website, earthfiles.com.
We are moving from the paradigm that we are alone in the universe to a new one in which we are not alone. And something out there is interacting with us, our animals and plant life, forcing glimpses of other realities upon us.
Linda has produced 4 large books about these phenomena with hundreds of color images and illustrations that reviewers such as New York Times best-selling author Jim Marrs describes as an amazing accumulation of evidence. All her books, An Alien Harvest, the 2-volume Glimpses of Other Realities, and Mysterious Lights and Crop Circles, along with documentaries, are available in the shop at earthfiles.com.
We are the contact for alternative research topics. The Planet, KGRARadio.com.
Soul Wanderings. Soul Wanderings is heard here on KGRARadio.com, and we're also heard on other platforms. So you can join in at your convenience. So head over to TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and also don't forget the new official KGRA Radio page on YouTube for the latest show archives. All of them here on KGRA. There's quite a lineup. I hope you guys are enjoying all of the shows and taking advantage of this content because it's limitless. It's so good. But wherever you guys are joining us from tonight, welcome. We're happy to have you here wandering with us this evening. Happy. That's kind of my word. Happy.
I love it.
So we're giving away 3 books of crystals.
That's right.
And so far, I've received several emails through the break. If you guys didn't catch the show before the break, send me an email at soulwanderings111@gmail.com. Share a little something in the email, but for your subject line, hopeless to limitless, we'll get you entered into the drawing. We're going to give away these 3 books. And I'll let you know who won tomorrow. You'll get notified through email. We have been wandering with Crystal Tracy. She is the author of Hopeless to Limitless, from Yes Ma'am to I'm Worth a Damn. And that's the book that we'll be sending out to 3 lucky people. So just take a quick minute and send me that email. But before the break, we were going over your daily fundamental. Fundamental. It's
There
such
you go.
a big word.
I know. I got to think of something catchy for that. DF5. There you go.
Oh, that's good. So we were talking about your DF5.
That's right.
And you got through the first 2, which were body and relationships. So let's move on to the 3rd.
Okay, before we leave relationships, I have something, though.
There's something more?
Yeah, there's a gem in relationships that we cannot move forward without.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's your tribe. You have to have your tribe to live in your authentic truth.
You know, I was never a big fan of that before.
No?
No, I solo, like keep to myself. I don't want to talk to anyone about my stuff. I don't need support. I don't need you. Like that was my mentality.
Yeah.
But I have an amazing tribe and I wouldn't be where I am now without them. I know it because they uplift me. They support me. They encourage me.
That's awesome.
I love that you brought that up.
You know, and I think knowing who our tribe is and what they offer us and what we offer them is key to utilizing that idea of what a tribe is. Because I think I mentioned this in my book, I'm like, if I have somebody that I just want to like vent to in my tribe, I know who that person is. But if I want somebody to go to that, like I want to execute a plan and hold me accountable to it, then I know who that person is. So each person in my tribe and vice versa, if someone is coming to me to look for me to tell them poor you or victim, I'm not good at that. I'm terrible at that. But I see Jenny laughing. That's what I mean. I'm terrible at that. Not because that's her. She's not. But she has witnessed me
being terrible.
Yes, being terrible in this space. But as for if you need somebody to sit down and chunk down to the nitty gritty of what we need to do to move forward, I'm your girl. That's me. So
you're a results type of person. Let's do this. Let's get this done.
Let's do it. Yes. And I am learning. I just got a new position at work where I can't do that. And it's teaching me patience. So I think there is an opportunity in every experience, and that's mine right now. But it's a struggle. The struggle is real.
Your day job is so different from what your passion and purpose is in life.
Well, it's changed.
Okay.
So you
get to have aspects of it.
There's
in your
pieces
daily
of
job.
it. There's pieces of it. Because I think if it didn't correspond with who I really love and care about, I wouldn't be able to do it. So it would be so hard. Yeah. So, okay. Our next.
Thank you for sharing the tribe part.
Yeah, we got it. I mean, that's
important.
That's key to living your authenticity. So, the third section is money. And I think a lot of times when people see money, it's like, no, that has nothing to do with my authentic truth. But I see so many times people wanting to live in their authentic truth, but live in a state of lack. And when I say that, they are in a state of there's never enough. That could be opportunity. That could be, in this experience, in this example, it's money. But when you live in a state of abundance, you know that the money is always around you and it's there for the taking. One thing that I do mention in there is the biggest opportunity I've had to live in my creativity and my authenticity is when I was not pigeonholed by debt. And so when I was able to get out of that space, our lives and you know what, some people are able to do it, but for me, in my authenticity, I had to be free of that. So
what do you feel about the belief that someone doesn't feel like they're worth enough to be abundant? And not just monetary, not just the financial part, but because we're on the topic in any way. So they limit themselves to having that financial freedom or to having the things that they desire because of their worth of themselves.
You know, it's so funny because typically they kind of go hand in hand. We create opportunities that allow us to grow more, or we create things in our life so we can't grow anymore. And I think that's kind of how money, we're not worth it. So then we go out and get in debt
right.
But I have found the more I give, the more it's like this evolution of the universe just brings more back to me. Mm-hmm. It's this abundancy. But learning that has taken me, I've just barely started that process of truly embracing that idea. So
I've noticed the giving, but also having real authentic gratitude for everything that I do have. The more I stand in gratitude, the more abundant I become in all aspects of my life.
For sure.
And really feel soak in that gratitude, not to say I'm so grateful, but really marinate in the energy of gratitude. It feels so good.
And you're spending all the energy in that gratitude space that there's no sense of lack.
Right. You have everything you need, everything. You want.
And how empowering is that? Even you saying that, just the world's at your fingertips.
Along with my intro music and us over here, that feels good.
Yeah, there we go.
And I'm living up to my reputation.
I love it. And
it is. It's so good. It really, when you can embrace the energy of enough, of I have enough. Yeah. I have everything I need. I'm taken care of. I have friends. I have a home. I have food. Whatever that looks like, literally every day, regardless if it's your perspective that changes or physically the abundance that changes, something shifts every time.
It's so true. That's when I started my work 8.5 years ago. When I came out, I didn't have a job. I had nothing. And I got a job as a receptionist at a local dealership. And I freaking rocked that job. I stood in the space of gratitude for that job. I made popcorn. I greeted every person. That $8.25 an hour was I just was so grateful because it was providing me a space to live in my truth and pay for a place that me and my kids could go. And so I didn't care about the money. It was I had a job and I had health insurance. You know what I mean?
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal, right? So, and then it was less than 6 months. The promotion started to happen. The movement started to happen. Moved into management. And
now look where you are.
Corporate. So it's just crazy how things just evolutionize if you stand in a space of gratitude for those moments.
It's so cool.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. But at the time, I remember feeling now I look back and I'm man, why was I so grateful for a receptionist job that was $8 an hour, right? And then I'm you need to be grateful because that job back then was $1 million job for me because it gave me a space of living in my truth. So from somebody outside may have thought that was crazy, but for me, it was everything.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's your journey.
Yeah.
It's your experience. And it was everything to you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty
awesome sauce.
So there's money.
There's money for you. Okay. So mind. The mind is the next
Your
thing.
next DF5.
My DF5 is the mind. And so the big thing that we talk about with our mind is our thoughts. I I think our thoughts are so limiting. How many times in a day do you say, I am, and then blah, whatever that is? What word comes after I am? Because whatever you say, I am, and then whatever that is, like, I am sick, I am tired, I am happy, I am frustrated, you give part of your power to that.
Right.
So if we're giving our power to something, why not? I am a powerful creator. I'm an authentic warrior. Like, what are our thoughts?
Or I am enough.
I'm enough.
I hear that so much. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not enough.
Yeah. It's so true. Or we give our power to something. I am mentally ill, or I am depressed, or I am bipolar, or I am this or that. Well, it's not who you are. That be something that you have the opportunity to overcome and learn from, but that's not who you are.
It might be something you're feeling in that moment, but it doesn't define your worth.
Right. And I think that's learning how to separate those two things, because a lot of times they run together for sure. So that's the next step, is spending time in those moments, looking at our thoughts and saying, what are we talking about? What are those things that are keeping us hostage? And it's just, yeah. Or what's empowering us? What is it? So
that again is like a muscle, like you were referring to earlier, to change the way that we talk to ourselves, or the way we think about ourselves, or our belief systems. It really is something that we need to just take step by step initially.
Yeah.
Moment by moment. The moment you start to feel like, for instance, if you, like, I'm teaching an I am class tomorrow night.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of I am, and screaming it out. I've been to a lot of workshops that do that, and people will do it for a minute and then they don't do it, because they don't strengthen that muscle. But going back to what I was saying, which I don't even remember. But my point is, when you believe in yourself, even if it's moment to moment, that's all you need. You don't need to look at it like you're going to change who you are drastically, within the week. It literally can be moment by moment. So right now you're saying, I am enough. And the next hour you're feeling defeated and worthless. It's okay. You can erase that. You can change what you were thinking or how you're feeling, and start repeating the belief that you are enough until you strengthen that muscle. Because it's not over just because you messed up. It's just like when someone goes on a diet and they decide they want the cheesecake and they're like, oh, I'll start again next week. Well, why don't you start again next meal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be over. Just keep trying, keep strengthening that muscle.
It's so true. And Mel Robbins gives the best tool. She's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
And then it interrupts your thought process, so you can then follow that by a thought so you don't spend that time in that space of negativity.
Oh, that's a good one. And I don't remember where I read it, but maybe it was a law of attraction, like Abraham Hicks or something, I'm pretty sure. But when you think something that's more negative, the minute that you think it and acknowledge, oh, I just thought that, and that's probably not the best thing I should be thinking, within, I think they say 15 seconds, you can literally change the energy of that thought into a different vibration. So automatically replace what you said with the opposite, which would be a positive.
Yeah.
And it completely erases that negative energy of what you were thinking or about to say or even said.
That's
in
awesome.
that moment. Have you heard that before?
I haven't, but I mean, that's kind of the same,
like the same concept
deal,
of what Mel Robbins was sharing with you.
Yeah,
which you got to meet her, right?
Twice last year.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's good. What I'm
talk about a powerful person.
Okay, so that's Jenny and I. Like, this is going to be in the next section, but I share this experience. But I believe in the power of intention. I believe that if you truly put something out there and live in that space, that it can happen. And meeting her was a powerful intention I put out there. And not only did I meet her once, but I met her twice last year.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's rad. If anybody has a chance to go see her, she is freaking like been a huge mentor in this process. So,
what a blessing for you.
yes, she is incredible.
Okay, so we're on the subject of the mind. Did you have anything else you wanted to share in that regards? I keep interrupting you because I get all excited about what you're talking about.
No, you're good.
What about this and what about that?
No, it's so true. I just think it's so important for us to realize. I think a lot of things we think about, we don't even know we think about.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's so easy to have the monkey brain, like be all over the place and not really be in control of your thoughts.
Yeah, and they dictate us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And they set our reality.
It's true.
They really do.
It is so true. Okay, so the last area was spirit. So when I came out, I grew up in this very spiritually saturated area, like I mentioned. So when I came out, I thought, well, I can't be both. It was very black and white. I grew up in a very black and white situation. So when I came out, I didn't believe that I could be spiritually and gay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know what spirituality even looked like for me at that point. And so I had to go on this journey of finding out, was organized religion what I could connect with, or was it just me connecting to a higher power, or was it, just looking at all different avenues of how I felt centered and connected. And it has been so empowering to know that I can feel that connection with spirit in my life and live in my authenticity. When those two things came together, I was like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, because that is such a core part of me. So yeah, in that section, I invite anyone who's reading it to find out what they believe, what they connect with, what makes them feel like they're whole, and then embrace that. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel shame about it. If something comes up that you're like, that doesn't feel necessarily right, let's sit down and spend some time with it. And if there's something that brings up shame, I don't believe that's something that's about love and wholeness. Mm-hmm. I believe that you can let go of that and embrace what is. So
what does spirituality look and feel like for you now?
I feel like I do believe in a higher power,
mm-hmm.
but do I think that it's something that's up there, like with judgment and with rules and regulations and check boxes? And no, I think my higher power is all knowing and love and perfection. And my higher power allows me to experience life knowing that each experience is truly meant to teach me and to help me become the best authentic person I'm meant to be.
That feels good to me.
Yeah, that's my truth. I'm sticking to it.
Well, it's a good dang thing, because people are looking at you, girl.
Hey.
They're looking at you as an example. That's for sure.
Thank you. My true message, is just allowing people to know that the hell and the dark and the bad doesn't have to always be.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can take those hard steps, the steps become a little bit easier, but there are steps to get out of that space of living in a life that you feel stuck, feel like there isn't any hope.
So many of us get in that place. It's easy to become our own worst enemy in that regards.
Yeah.
And with all of the people who listen to this show, I know there's at least one who's in that space right now of feeling hopeless and not knowing what to do next or how to change, or maybe even thinking this is it.
Yeah.
What would you say to them right now?
I think a lot about that night in June in 2010. And I think, what what would I have told myself if I was someone else to help me at that time? And I think the first step is reaching out. And I know how damn hard that is, because I think that when we're in those spaces of not being able to see any light, I had no idea of the resources that are available out there that I know now. I carry in my wallet, even today, a little card that has the suicide text line. If I could get on a phone and text somebody and say, I'm not feeling right, and have somebody that I could be completely confidential with, just being able to say it out loud and know somebody's out there, or look at the people in your life and connected with not people you're trying to earn their approval from, which we like to do in those moments when we feel crappy, is surround ourselves by people who make us feel crappy.
Right. To validate how we're feeling.
Right. But to reach out to people who love us in our mess and to say, I don't feel safe. And sometimes that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that it doesn't always have to be dark. And I've been there. I didn't think there was any other option. But I was wrong. Because there are options.
And there are options for anybody and everybody.
No matter what.
We often get in that, when we're in that space, thinking that we are the only one who is experiencing what we are feeling or what we are going through, which is so far from the truth.
Oh.
But when you're thick in it, you feel like you're alone and you're the only one, and no one would understand, and no one's going to say anything to make you feel better. But if you're wanting to the pain to end, the suffering to end, and you want a way out, taking the way out is not the way. There are other ways to get out of how you're feeling, out of that hopelessness.
And I promise the story that you were meant to be born to share is meant to be shared. And you're supposed to be here to share your story, because the pain that you're feeling is a message to everyone else that they don't have to feel what maybe you're feeling right now. You just have to learn the tools and share them with those in your life.
Mm-hmm. You want to pull out your wallet and share that number for those who may need it?
Yes, I do.
So how you have it so easily accessible.
Yeah, and acceptable.
And acceptable.
So this text line actually is it's called Text Listen, LISTEN, or to 741-741, and it's 1-800-273-TALK if you want to talk on the phone. So it's I don't know how many times I've pulled this out and sent pictures to people, but just say I just need that text number, because some people feel more comfortable texting.
Right.
It's called A Future of Hope. So it's text listen, LISTEN, to 741-741.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being so open to sharing that was a place that you were at one point. And then also sharing the success that's not even close to where you are now.
Yeah, right.
That feels good. We are going to take our last break for the evening. And when we return, we will be sharing some more time with Crystal Tracy. We'll be right back, you guys.
UFO TV All Access presents an original film, The Cosmic Matrix, Science, SETI, and UFOs. The movie that delivers real disclosure. Case closed. UFO TV All Access is available on UFOTV.com, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Comcast, and download the UFO TV app from iTunes and Google Play. Alien disclosure has happened. Now stay informed. Go to UFOTV.com and subscribe now and see the new movie, The Cosmic Matrix. See the movie and join the revolution.
Now there's a commercial-free, video-on-demand TV channel completely devoted to only the best movies on UFOs, ancient mysteries, conspiracies, and suppressed science. It's called UFO TV All Access. UFO TV All Access is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Chromecast, UFOTV.com, and download the UFO TV app from Google Play and iTunes. Go to UFOTV.com and subscribe now. That's UFO TV All Access. If it's not UFO TV, it's just a hoax.
This is Richard Dolan, and I want to brag for just a second about the incredible authors I publish under Richard Dolan Press. Some of the most innovative and well-researched books in the field of UFOs and beyond that you'll find anywhere in the world. Incredible UFO encounters, the cover-up, the experiences by ordinary people, Russian UFOs, psychic phenomena, consciousness, synchronicities, and owls. Yeah, it's all there, and it's all fascinating reading because I would never publish a book that isn't. To learn more, go to richarddolanpress.com.
Around the world for decades have come high strangeness reports of mysterious aerial lights, beams, animal mutilations, human abductions, secret space and military programs focused on an alien presence. One reporter of these Earth mysteries is Emmy Award-winning TV producer, writer, and editor Linda Moulton Howe. She reports and edits the science, environment, and real X-Files news website, earthfiles.com.
We are moving from the paradigm that we are alone in the universe to a new one in which we are not alone. And something out there is interacting with us, our animals and plant life, forcing glimpses of other realities upon us.
Linda has produced 4 large books about these phenomena with hundreds of color images and illustrations that reviewers such as New York Times best-selling author Jim Marrs describes as an amazing accumulation of evidence. All her books, An Alien Harvest, the 2-volume Glimpses of Other Realities, and Mysterious Lights and Crop Circles, along with documentaries, are available in the shop at earthfiles.com.
Genesis 6 narrative states that the Nephilim are on the earth in those days and also afterwards. If that's true, can we find evidence that corroborates this? I'm L.A. Marzulli. Join me as we go on the trail of the Nephilim.
Go on the trail of the Nephilim and so much more at lamarzulli.net. That's lamarzulli.net.
Your official contact for the best alternative talk on the planet. KGRAradio.com.
Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. We are here wandering with our guest this evening, author of Hopeless to Limitless, From Yes Ma'am to I'm Worth a Damn. Crystal Tracy, let's hear what you had to say.
Okay, so I just mentioned, and like bringing it all together and keeping it at the forefront of my mind, I have created just a statement of what supports my authenticity and my mission statement, so to speak, but I don't really call it that because a mission is what you're working towards, but really it's embracing what is. So I live my authentic truth by cultivating spirituality through prayer, meditation, and journaling in my personal life and with my family. I recognize the values of having a strong body and work daily to keep it healthy. My mind is a powerful tool. I cultivate the value of always learning and keeping my thoughts in check to ensure they are positive. I value relationships that are positive and encouraging, and I set boundaries when I need to. I stand in a state of daily gratitude for the abundance I know and work daily to obtain financial freedom. The freedom allows me to not only take care of my family, but also to give in a way that strengthens and lifts the world to a better place. I know I am a powerful creator. My life is made up of my daily choices, and with each decision, I live my authentic truth. So.
And you're smiling.
Yes. Because I am.
So good.
Because I am. I really believe that everybody has a story and everybody can live their authentic truth and share that. That's what's going to, like, the vibrations of our world can be lifted so much if we live in that space of authenticity.
Mm. Honestly, if we were all living our authentic lives, being true to who we were, utilizing the gifts that we have been given,
yes,
to their ultimate potential, and sharing with each other in that vibration, and having that self-love, working on yourself and improving yourself and healing yourself. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
If we were all doing that for ourselves, what kind of world we would actually be living in now?
So true.
I dream about that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it will happen in my lifetime, but I'd like to hope that I'm surrounded, like I have those type of people come into my life and I'm surrounded by that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Regardless, because you can't control the world, right?
Right.
So now that you have put your book out there for the whole entire world.
Oh, man.
How do you feel about that?
You know, the first couple days, I was a wreck. Like, just being completely honest. Like, you know, it's like I work so hard on something and you have this creation in your mind and in your heart and you have this desire to share and you go through this process of like putting it out there and doing a launch and having this great launch team and they're promoting it and the book's selling and everything's out there and I'm like, holy crap. Like, I'm out there. Like, people
can't
know
take it back.
You can't. I mean, you're done. It's like, and I kind of had this vulnerability hangover type moment when I was like, oh man, what just happened? And I think really like, even my kids kind of felt like, well, what you doing? You know? And I think a couple weekends ago, we had a family member at our house and she asked my daughter, like, have you read your mom's book? And it's one of these people that, you know, we have to have clear boundaries with because she won't read the book. And my daughter said, I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot about it because I've talked to him a lot about it. And this person said, it's a sad story. And she goes, actually, I think my mom's going to help a lot of people.
Aww.
And to hear that from my 14-year-old, that she knows that there is purpose behind what I'm doing.
Right. And she believes in you.
Yeah.
She believes in you and what you're sharing.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
And she's standing up for me even when I'm not there, right? So it's just like, she lives, it just makes sense that it's supposed to be out there. People need to know that there is hope. Life can be magical. You can be happy. I know when people are in that dark space, it's super hard to understand that. And I respect and honor that space because I really feel like there is that space. At the same time, I know that there is so much light. And that's what people need to hear in those moments to know that it's really out there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that anybody could be as authentic as me in my authentic truth today, living the way I live now and could be happy. I never knew that. And if there's somebody out there that doesn't know that they can't live in their authentic truth because they've never met anybody, let me be that person. Because I will tell you, if you show up for you, you will attract people like-minded and you will know you're not alone.
It's like a moth to the flame.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah.
Just like when you're negative, you attract negative people. And when you're positive, you attract positive people.
Yeah.
Just the way that it works.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I know it's only been a month since you've put your book out into the world, but how have you and your partner Jenny and your family or your coworkers or anyone around you changed because of the work that you've done? Oh,
man, I had no idea the impact. Like, I just knew my purpose, and I just knew that I was supposed to do it. And I was like, okay, now let the universe do its work. I've done my part. Now let them do theirs. And the calls, the texts, the conversations, the people that are like, I read your book because I knew you, but I had no idea that I was going to relate to this book like I did. And I shared it with my cousin or my uncle or whatever, and they loved it. And so I think, not that I'm any amazing person. I'm just saying, if we tell our story, then people are going to be able to connect and be better themselves.
Yeah.
So
I think, again, with the authentic version of ourselves, doing that allows other people to also be authentic.
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about that already a couple of times tonight, but it really is true. When you show up this way, you give other people permission to do the same.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a permission slip. It's the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
isn't it though?
Yeah, it's like I've had some people are like, I have been in this crappy relationship and I know I was supposed to get out. But when I read your book, I knew it was time. I'm like, I did not even write anything about that. But if you needed it, that's their message. You know what I mean? Or I've had people that are like, I knew that I needed to make a change with my health, but I didn't know how to do it. I read your book. I'm like, I didn't really write any nutritional or bodybuilding event, but for them, that's what they heard.
Mm.
And I think it just has given some people some paths.
Mm-hmm.
So
the inspiration needed.
Yeah, permission. Sure. Yeah.
So you brought up earlier, I don't remember, but workbook.
Yes, the workbook. So the workbook to go through the DF5s is again on my website at thoughtfirellc.com. It's free to anybody. They don't have to read the book, but they would really get more out of it if they did read the book. But it is available on my website along with the workbook if that's what they choose to do. But the workbook goes, I think it's like 15 pages long of just questions to help them connect and implement. So
like a digging deeper process?
So they can create that reminder of who they are every single day.
And it's free?
Free.
That's so cool. That's thoughtfirellc.com. That's Crystal's website. Make sure you guys go over there and check it out. Definitely don't forget to email soulwanderings111@gmail.com for your opportunity to win a copy of Crystal's book.
That's right.
Put in the email topic, hopeless to limitless, and then share whatever you want to share in the body. And I will randomly pick 3 winners and email you guys tomorrow.
I love it.
Yeah, and we still have a few minutes left. So why don't you leave us with some more, because I know it's inside of you, some more inspiration or motivation or whatever that looks like for you, because I know you have a lot to share. And there's a lot of people who are clinging on to whatever bit of hope that they can have in whatever experiences they're having in this time.
I guess, like I said, I wish I could sit down with all of our listeners and just have these moments where we could connect and because I feel like my story is not unique other than the experience that everyone has. I guess everyone has their journey of embracing who they really are. And I never knew that I could feel what I feel today about life, about my future, about my current reality. I'm very mindful and connected and intentional. And if you would have told me 8.5 years ago that I'd be sitting with great people in a room talking on a radio show, I wouldn't believe you, because I didn't think that was not even my circle. Like I couldn't even comprehend what that would look like. Mm-hmm. But I think we limit ourselves in knowing what we can become and who we are and the people that we'll bring into our lives. I talk about in my book the relationships that I've had in my life, and each one has, like, my romantic partners And each one has provided me a space of knowing who I am more. And I think if we look at experiences as an opportunity to learn from them and grow from them without getting, I honor the space of hurt, because I think hurt is a real thing. I don't ever want to ever claim that hurt is not a real thing, because I felt that. But as we begin this journey of living in our authentic truth, we have to learn how to separate the wisdom from the pain and find those gems and embrace those gems of the gifts. I know it's crazy to say that we get to learn in our lives to embrace who we are. And as we carry on through life, that we'll have more opportunities to learn from and grow from. But it's just, I just wish I could hold the shoulders of some people and say, you know what? I wrote a freaking book in 8 years. Like, well, it didn't take me that long, but I never thought, you know what I mean? I never thought that could be me. And that could be you, whether you want to be a mechanic, whether you want to be a professor, whether you want to be, don't ever think you can't, because the world's at your fingertips.
You can be anything you want to be, because we said so.
That's right.
We give you permission.
Done. I need to get permission slip on my website. Every time I come on your show, I find something else to put on my website. So
that's
got a
awesome.
reading list on there because of you. And so,
speaking of reading lists, what's a newer book that you've read that has inspired you or motivated you?
Oh man, there's been so many. Girl Wash Your Face, always one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one just came out.
No, that was Don't Say You're Sorry. That's the same author. She wrote that book as well. And then
Rachel Hollis.
There we go. But like one that probably I'll always be like Big Magic.
Oh gosh, that's one of my
favorites.
top 3 for sure.
Yeah. Morning Miracle.
There are so many.
The Art of Not. Can't finish that one.
The Art of Not Giving a Pluck.
There you go.
Pluck.
There you go. That's
without the L.
You can't give power away, and I love the message of that.
Yeah, he's written another book after the Subtle Art book.
Yeah, I think
it just came out, and I'm trying to remember what it is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, the You Are a Badass. That's my favorite. That's another one. See, and as you can tell, I mean, I guess I'm attracted to books that have cuss words on them, and I had to write one on the front of mine. Yeah, I think there's so many powerful mentors out there.
Mark Manson.
There you go, Mark Manson. I think as I go to trainings and as I've been trained and stuff in all of my coaching and speaking and all of that, I always had this inferiority complex or this imposter syndrome where I'm like, who am I? But we all have a voice.
Yes.
And that's so powerful. That's my greatest gift this year.
That you have a voice.
That we all have a voice.
And you've used yours. And
that's
thank you. Thank you for showing up tonight and speaking your truth and sharing your passion and your new work, your book, Hopeless to Limitless, from Yes Ma'am to I'm Worth a Damn. You guys can find this book on Amazon.
Yep.
And also check out her website, thoughtfirellc.com. And don't forget to email us tonight at soulwanderings111@gmail.com for your opportunity to win one of these free books. So cool. Thank you for being here again and again.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been my pleasure tonight being here with you guys tonight.
Thanks. And Jenny, thanks for hanging out. You're such a huge support.
Oh,
you've got
so
quite
nice.
a partner.
Yes, there's no question.
Next week on Soul Wanderings, we'll be visiting with Scott Lawlor, a veteran musician who composes in different subgenres, both as a solo artist and a collaborating partner with many other well-established artists in the ambient community. And we'll be discussing his personal journey story and diving into the realms of sound vibration and music healing. If you guys want to know more about Soul Wanderings and upcoming guests, make sure you go to soulwanderings.com you can also connect to all of the social media platforms there. And be sure to check out everything KGRA Radio has to offer. Go to kgraradio.com. Follow KGRA on all the social media platforms as well, like Facebook, OnStellar, YouTube. You get the point. Share with your friends and family. Let's have a conversation, you guys. Let's talk to each other about all of the things that make us feel good. The truth, our authentic lives, all of it. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Happy day.